One of the main excitements built into every human being is the elements. You get a sense in kiting a lot that you've already been that high before, you want to go higher.
What Lewis does is he rather nicely encapsulates people who have an obsession and a mastery for something.
It's Lewis here. Such an approachable bloke that there's no arrogance there. He just is Lewis. You know, he's the same as he was years ago as he is now.
It was 10 years ago now, pretty much exactly, that I first saw kiting through windsurfing and thought I want to get that high. Like, it was the aerial side of kite surfing that attracted me over windsurfing.
You build it up, it's like riding a bike. When you ride a bike, you'd never go full speed and turn the steering too much to go over the front. You know the sort of limits, but you're flying. If you watch, I'm actually floating. Right, that was a bit higher than I actually wanted to go because I'm by the road.
Lewis has always been the sort of child that would always do something quite dangerous. You know, I remember when he was about 8 or 9, he had like a skateboard, and we were just walking down the beach one day, and he was on the top of one of the bus stop type places, and he was actually on the top of that and just flew off the top of that right in front of us. And I was like, you know, it didn't get more dangerous than that. I mean, my mum said to me, whatever you do, stop him.
A major influence of being down the sea is from both my grandparents. We used to go to the sea, not just visit the sea for afternoon, it would be a full day. I mean, we lived a road away, still the same thing we did here, and we went to the beach so much.
3 sons, you know, yourself, so there's 4 lads in a household. Was there a big sort of sporting competitiveness going on when they were growing up?
Yeah, of course there was, yeah.
In what way though? How was it all?
Well, the fact that they were all different ages meant that the younger ones would always try and, I think, compete with the older one. The youngest one would compete with this one, and this one would try and compete with the older one. It was almost too much of a gap for the youngest one and the oldest one, but there was competition in everything they did.
The top 100 surfers in the world are probably doing amazingly well, but it's just reality. That's how it is. Kite surfing will become like that. I could quite easily sit here and be jealous, but I could also sit here like I do and think how lucky I am that I was born at a time that kite surfing happened.
I don't know how you'll push it in the media, really. Like Lewis jumping the pier. Fantastic. Straight on the news, massive jump, everyone went, wow. That'll push it to the media.
Now, the man behind me here is Lewis Crathern. He is the UK kite surfing champion, and he stunned onlookers yesterday when he kite surfed, I should say, over the top of Brighton Pier.
I like to consider myself as a bit of an explorer. Of my environment.
Why do you think I did Worthing and Brighton Pier?
Well, because you're local land.
Exactly, they're my local landmarks and they will mean something to me the rest of my life. The others don't mean anything. You know, I'm nearly 30 now and I've got, since them jumps, they really, the aim of them wasn't to help my career, but they did happen to really help me out and put my name out there more.
So if he was to ever say, I'm thinking of doing something
He
else,
wouldn't tell me, I'm hoping.
You're hoping?
I'm hoping he wouldn't tell me.
Why?
The only reason he'd tell me, perhaps, is if he want me to be there to watch. And I don't know whether he'd want me to watch. Maybe he has got a little bit of thought that something could possibly go wrong.
Would you ever want him to watch?
The reason more that I wouldn't ask him to come, and I think it would, well, not just asking my parents to come, but asking anybody to come, puts another angle of pressure on it. I don't think I'll ever do anything like that again. That was just...
Are you sure? I thought you had something planned.
No.
No, see?
Not like that. I'm not on that scale of that.
Is he telling the truth?
I didn't think twice about doing the piers and that, you know.
More than anything, it's just that boats aren't allowed close to it now. But in terms of some of the things I've done in the past, this is nothing. It's just going out to a mast, but it's quite far out.
When I get close to that thing, I'll tell you that will be a scary moment. If I wrap my kite around that, oh, you're in big trouble, you know.
Throw me in the water. Don't think about the splash I will create.
When you get to sort of a 2 mile distance, you suddenly become very aware of your equipment. It doesn't happen anywhere else you ride all day, years and years, it doesn't matter. But when you don't panic, but you get 3 miles out and you're like, well, anything could break it. You start becoming like, I could accidentally let go of it. You'd never think like that, but you do when you go that far out because you're just aware.
You can't stop anyone doing what's on their heart, and I think you just have to always know that Lewis is a full-grown adult man doing what he believes in, and I would never want to get in the way of that, and God forbid anything happened, you'd have to deal with that at the time.
One of the first conversations I had with Lewis was actually about pier jumping. And I was talking to him and I think his girlfriend to say that looks like an extraordinarily difficult thing to do. And Lewis really surprised me by saying, not really, you work out what you're doing, you catch the wave and you hold on.
Lewis was a cocky little shit when he first turned up to the beach. He came down and he gave it all this, and he wasn't that good. But he progressed very, very quick. He's very good at listening and watching. So give him a couple of pointers and he was away. And then he started getting better and better until we didn't want him at the beach anyway. Oh, he's way better than all of us.
Yeah. It's hard to see him now because the sky's gone grey out there. That's the sort of angle I take out where that guy is there. Just kite parked and just going. We're having to leave because the wind didn't pick up in time, which is a bit frustrating. I'd like to have gone out before 2 o'clock.
What would have been the dangers of going out after 2?
It just gets dark. It gets dark and it's, if something were to go wrong, it would be treble the problem for somebody else in the dark searching for me or something like that. I had some really weird dreams last night. I don't often focus on the people around me when I'm doing something. Maybe I got older. Peer stuff, I never thought about anyone and what they would think about it or if something went wrong. But I have done a lot about this, and because I've spoke to you about how I feel today and that it might be that I decide to turn back, I don't feel any pressure from anyone else to go and do it. It's quite normal to look out there at something new and be like, oh, I'd love to see how that looks.
So is that why you want to do it? What are the main reasons?
Yeah, I want to explore my surroundings. I could only see the base of it. I was miles out and I could only see the base of that thing and couldn't see the area.
Hello.
You are the guy that drives the boats out to the wind farm? But I was scanning the horizon all the time. I don't understand how to be that far out. I was 2 miles out today. It's weird.
You look baffled.
I am baffled because I didn't see it today. I was close enough to have seen it.